Have you ever wondered about the courage it takes to stand up for your beliefs, even when the world is against you? Let me tell you about Joseph of Arimathea, the man who risked his status, wealth, and even his life to ensure Jesus was buried with dignity. His actions fulfilled ancient prophecies and left a legacy of faith that still inspires millions today. Joseph of Arimathea, a figure often overshadowed by the dramatic events surrounding Jesus' death and resurrection. But Joseph's life is anything but ordinary. A secret disciple of Jesus, a member of the influential Sanhedrin, and the man who provided Jesus with his final resting place. Joseph's decisions echo with courage, faith, and purpose. Imagine being part of a powerful council that held the fate of your people in its hands. This was Joseph's life. As a respected member of the Sanhedrin, he held sway over religious and legal matters in Judea. Yet, when the council condemned Jesus, Joseph stood apart. The Gospels tell us he did not consent to their decision, a brave stance that must have isolated him from his peers. Joseph's quiet defiance reveals a man torn between his public responsibilities and private convictions. His position of influence was not just a privilege, it became the platform he would later use to perform one of the most daring acts of his life. Now picture this. Jesus has just been crucified, abandoned by most of his followers. The crowds have dispersed, the Roman soldiers stand guard, and the air is heavy with fear. In this charged atmosphere, Joseph of Arimathea approaches Pontius Pilate to request the body of Jesus. This was no small risk. By associating himself with a man condemned as a criminal, Joseph could have lost everything: his reputation, his position, and even his safety. Yet he acted with courage and conviction, ensuring that Jesus was buried with the honor he deserved. This moment defines Joseph as a man of profound faith, willing to risk it all for what he believed was right. Joseph's actions didn't just demonstrate courage, they also fulfilled prophecies written centuries earlier. Isaiah 53:9 foretold that the Messiah would be buried with the rich. As a wealthy man, Joseph offered his own tomb, unknowingly weaving himself into the fabric of divine prophecy. This wasn't just an act of generosity, it was a moment where human choices aligned with God's eternal plan. Joseph's role reminds us that sometimes the simplest acts of faith can have the most profound implications. The tomb Joseph provided wasn't ordinary. It was brand new, carved from rock, and located near the site of the crucifixion. This choice of burial site was crucial. A newly hewn tomb meant there could be no confusion about who was buried there, eliminating any doubts about the resurrection. Its proximity to Golgotha ensured it would play a central role in the Easter story, a place where despair turned to hope. Through his gift, Joseph provided not just a resting place for Jesus, but a foundation for one of the most powerful narratives in human history. Joseph's story is a masterclass in bravery, faith, and devotion. In a time when following Jesus could mean social ostracism or worse, he stepped forward when it mattered most. His actions were not driven by the desire for recognition, but by a deep and abiding faith. For modern believers, Joseph's life is a reminder that faith often calls for sacrifice and courage. His quiet bravery speaks volumes about the strength it takes to live out your beliefs in the face of opposition. Over the centuries, Joseph of Arimathea has captured the imagination of artists and writers alike. In Arthurian legends, he's depicted as the keeper of the Holy Grail, tying him to the mystical quest for divine truth. In art, he is often shown cradling Jesus' body with tender reverence, embodying compassion and piety. These portrayals have immortalized him as a symbol of unwavering devotion, inspiring countless interpretations that extend far beyond his biblical narrative. Joseph of Arimathea's legacy is a testament to the impact one person can have when they act with faith and conviction. His story challenges us to ask, what are we willing to risk for what we believe? By providing Jesus with a dignified burial, Joseph ensured that the message of resurrection would resonate for generations to come. His life exemplifies what it means to live with purpose, courage, and unwavering faith, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire and guide believers around the world. So, who was Joseph of Arimathea? He was more than just a wealthy man or a secret disciple. He was a figure of immense courage, a fulfiller of prophecy, and a quiet hero whose actions paved the way for the most transformative event in Christian history. His story challenges us to reflect on our own faith and the lengths we're willing to go to uphold our beliefs. What do you think? Does Joseph of Arimathea deserve greater recognition in Christian history? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of faith, history, and inspiration.